Welcome to Money Nook and advance happy Independence Day. Obviously, this being the Independence Day weekend, today's topic is going to be around financial freedom. In today's video, I am going to talk about how to calculate the total money that you would need in order to achieve financial freedom or retire early. I am going to talk about the famous 4% withdrawal rule and why it is not suitable in the Indian context. After that, I'll tell you about how to calculate the amount that you would need to retire early and also take you through the calculator. So what is this 4% withdrawal rule? Whenever we are planning to retire, we will save some lump sum amount for the retirement, right? Let's say it is 25 lakh, 50 lakh, 1 crore, whatever it is. So this 4% withdrawal rule says that once you retire, you can withdraw 4% from that lump sum amount every year and use it for your day-to-day living expenses. So once you retire, for the first year you can withdraw 4%, for the second year you can withdraw 4% plus inflation and so on. And if you continue doing this, then this fund will exhaust after 25 to 30 years. So the amount of money that you save will last for 25 to 30 years provided you withdraw it at 4% plus the inflation rate. This in short is the 4% withdrawal rule. Now, why is it not suitable for the Indian context or why does not it work for India and for you? First reason is because 4% withdrawal rule assumes that your entire lump sum amount that you save for retirement is split between equities and debts. 60% to equity, 40% to debt. But that might not be the case. Your lump sum amount might be saved in equity, debt, real estate, FD and gold as well and with different allocations. So if you have a different portfolio, obviously your returns and everything will be different from what this 4% withdrawal rule has assumed. So this will not be applicable for you. This is the first reason. Now moving on to the second reason. This 4% withdrawal rule considers that the person will retire around 55 to 60 years because they have considered that you will live 25 to 30 years post retirement and with the general life expectancy being around 80 years, they have assumed that you will retire around 60. But you might want to retire early. You might want to retire at 40, 50 or whatever is your retirement target age. If that happens, obviously you would need to live on this fund for a much longer period and hence this 4% withdrawal rule will not be suitable for you. This is the second reason. And third most important reason is because this rule does not consider the Indian context, be it in terms of inflation, the returns from various asset classes, the indexation and the tax laws. This rule is made somewhere in 1990s and a lot has changed from then and it also does not cover the Indian context. So this is the third reason why this rule is not applicable for you. So how do we go about this? I have developed a custom calculator which considers Indian context and your specific inputs as well. It already has the details about inflation and indexation for India for the past 20 years. And it also has details about the returns of different asset classes such as gold, fixed deposits, equities, mutual funds, debt instruments, etc. in India for the last 10 to 20 years. And it obviously has the details about taxation in India. So its recommendation is going to be in line with the Indian context and more realistic. On top of this, it will also consider your custom case. For example, if you want to invest your total portfolio in such a way that 30% is in equity, 20% in debt, 40% in real estate and 10% in FD, then it will take those inputs and finally tell you the retirement corpus that you would need. It will also consider your target retirement age. It will give you a different corpus if you want to retire at 40 and another corpus if you want to retire at 50. So in this way you can customize it based upon your portfolio and your retirement target age requirements and it already has the Indian context. Before looking into the calculator, let's have a look at the heuristics which I have developed and which are applicable for a broad base of audience. Using these heuristics, you can calculate the retirement corpus that you would need quickly. As you can see, I have designed 5 types of portfolios. The first 3 are equity oriented, debt oriented and real estate oriented. In each of these 3 portfolios, as the name suggests, 60% of the portfolio is parked in the first case equity, in the second case debt and in the third case real estate and remaining 40% is spread across different asset classes. Similarly, the last 2 are aggressive portfolio and conservative portfolio. If you are someone who is okay to take a little bit of risk for higher returns, then you can opt for aggressive portfolio. Or if you are someone who does not want to take any amount of risk and who would want your portfolio to be invested in conservative investments which are risk free, but also give lower returns, then you should opt for conservative portfolio. So in this way I have designed 5 portfolios which typically cater to a very broad base of audience. So based upon your interest, your risk taking ability, you can choose to have any of these 5 portfolios, or in fact you can design your custom portfolio as well, which we will see at a later point. Now assuming that you have chosen one of these portfolios, let's say you have chosen debt oriented portfolio and you are 40 years old and you are planning to retire now itself. Then as you can see on the screen, your multiplication factor is 38.4. So what does this 38.4 multiplication factor mean? It means that you have to multiply your total annual expenses post retirement with 38.4 to get your retirement corpus. Let's say for example you are planning to retire now itself, and after retirement you have 25,000 as your monthly expenses. Then your annual expenses become 3 lakhs per year. So now you have to multiply this 3 lakhs with your multiplication factor, which is 38.4. 38.4 into 3 lakhs is approximately 1.15 crores. So that is your retirement corpus. In this way, based upon your portfolio which you choose and your retirement age, you can see the amount of money that you would need. Now what if you have a different portfolio composition in mind? Let's say you want to have 20% across all 5 asset classes. Then what should be your retirement corpus? Or let's say you are currently 25 years old and you would want to retire at 45. Then how to calculate for these set of ages? Let's have a look at the calculator. In the Excel, enter your current age. Let's say it's 27. Then enter your target retirement age. Let's say it's 40. And enter your life expectancy. Given the advances in medical science now, I think it is safe to expect life expectancy anywhere between 80 to 90 years. Once you enter these details, enter the monthly expenses you expect post your retirement. And when you are entering this detail, don't consider any inflation. Assume that the cost of things remain as they are today. So let's say it's 30,000. Now after you input this 30,000 here, you can automatically see the monthly expenses post retirement including inflation. In this case, your current age is 27 and you are planning to retire at 40. So the cost of this 30,000 after 13 years is 68,025 rupees. This calculator calculates the cost of inflation itself. Moving on, I have already entered the indexation and inflation details based on past 20 years indexation and inflation in India. Similarly, I have also input the returns, tax and indexation for various asset classes based on the past 10 to 20 years historical data. For equity, debt, equity mutual fund, debt mutual fund and index mutual fund, I have input the rate of return on a conservative side. For example, as you can see, the equity mutual funds on an average have returned 15% in the past 10 years, but I have input only 12% on a conservative side. So you can change it to 15% if that is what you would like to have for your calculations. Similarly, for real estate and gold, I have put the actual rate of return based on the past 10 years data. And for FD, I have considered the current rate of return and I have input 5%. For the tax rate, I have input the tax rate in line with the Indian tax laws. There is no need to change any of these details. In FD, you can input your own personal tax slab. Here I have considered 30%, but let's say if you are in 20% tax slab, then you have to enter 20.8% here, including cess. So this is one thing that you can change, but rest all will remain the same. For indexation, I have entered 100% for all the asset classes which do not have any impact due to indexation, like FD, mutual funds, equity, etc. For remaining asset classes such as debt or real estate which do consider indexation, I have just linked it with the C8 cell that is present here. If you change it to 108%, then automatically the indexation rate also will change below. Similarly, if you are considering investment in any other asset classes apart from these 8, then you can enter their details in asset class 9 and 10 for your calculation. Once you enter all these details, then you can check directly the amount of corpus that you would need in this table. So I have already designed 5 different types of portfolios which we saw earlier in the heuristics slide, and apart from that you can enter your own portfolio in row number 24. Let's say you want equity 20%, debt 20%, equity mutual funds 20%, index funds 10% and real estate 30%. So the total is 100%. Then for this particular portfolio, the multiplication factor as you can see is 27.46 and you would need 1 crore rupees as your retirement corpus. And this 1 crore rupees is at current value. Considering inflation, by the time you retire, this 1 crore itself will become 2.24 crores. For other portfolios, the other 5 portfolios which I have designed, you can check out the corpus value that you need here. As you can see, As the amount of money that you invest in high risk and high return asset classes increases, the total corpus that you would require is smaller. Whereas when you invest in a conservative portfolio or in a debt oriented portfolio, the corpus amount is larger. Let's say now you have decided to change your target retirement age to 50. Then you can see that your corpus value has changed from 1 crore to 88 lakhs. It has decreased. If you do it to 60, then it has changed to 74 lakhs for your own portfolio. In this way, as you change your target retirement age and your portfolio compositions, the amount of corpus that you would need will differ. And again, you can check the corpus value at current value in column O and the corpus value at retirement value in column P. The 74 lakhs that you need today will become 5.9 crores by the time you are targeting your retirement at 60 years. Obviously, along with inflation, your investment returns will also increase to compensate. Now that you know how to use this calculator, download this calculator and play around it. Figure out what should be the retirement corpus for you for different target retirement ages as well as for different kinds of portfolios, and choose what is best and doable for you. If you find the content in this video useful, please like this video and share it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to Money Nook. Thank you and bye-bye.